Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are around the world. Big welcome to our Team Evolve Saturday morning training. Today is July 13th. My name is Peter No. I will be your coach, your bodybuilder for this morning. And I also have my partner, Eric Beall, in the house today. How are you doing this morning, Eric?
We're doing really well, Peter. Thanks. How are you?
Through all the travels in the last June, I'm just glad to be back here in Southern California, relaxing a little bit, and just really, really excited about this morning's training. And for all our brand partners here today, wow, look at all these numbers. It's just growing. We're going to hit 500 brand partners here today that are going to learn what this gym is all about this morning. But before I get started, I just wanted to take a few minutes here just to thank everyone here on Team Evolve. I just want to thank Marcy, my partner in crime. We've been here for almost 5 years now. And in the last 5 years in September, with all our leadership here, and I want to just give a few numbers out before we start this call, just so even all the brand new partners can understand the massive, massive growth we have had in the last 5 years being here. So in the last 5 years, we are now reaching to over 115,000 brand partners, everyone. 115,000 brand partners. We have now developed over 140 leadership ranks, meaning anywhere from executive, presidential, and senior presidential levels. What does that mean? That means we have built a culture. That means we have developed a system. That means we have opened up the doors for everyone else to follow. And in the last 5 years, we have developed what I call a gym, right? Where you're constantly coming in, you're working out with bodybuilders through our schedules. You're learning how to develop muscles. And what is muscles and network marketing, everyone? Muscles are people. You're learning how to develop people. So in the next hour, what we'd like to share is just another way on how to develop people through the gym that we have developed. And through this development in the last probably almost less than a year, we have pilot tested this whole new, just a way of how to upgrade, how to literally create new tools to build faster muscles in a faster time. Okay. So I think each one of us here is ready to build faster muscles in a faster time, right? Good. And if you are, I want to introduce everyone, Eric Beall. Eric Beall and I had the pleasure of working together in our previous company years and years ago. In that company, we have learned a lot of things that worked, but we've also learned a lot of things that didn't work in the industry. And as we develop in the last maybe 10 years being in the industry with different companies, everything that we're teaching you today, okay, is just lifetime experiences, proven and tried methods that have been applied, that have been duplicated, and now we're getting.
Sorry, Peter, unmute yourself.
We're getting ready just to add this on into our gym. So again, you can develop and build your muscles the way you decide you want to. So, Eric, are you ready?
I'm ready.
So, Eric, as we're going to record and we're going to build this recording training into a content, can you just literally go through the beginning all the way through the end? And at the end, Eric will bring up some live testimonials also of people who have partners who have used this method and what their results have been. So are you ready for this, Eric?
Ready? Ready? Let's go.
Okay, I'm passing it on to you.
Marcy, Peter, Dr. Stacy, April Vaughn, all the SPDs, thank you so much for giving us the space here to share. I want to talk about first out of the gate, when this information came to us almost a couple years ago now, we knew very quickly that this was going to change lives all over the world very quickly. And I didn't listen to the information for 5 months. And out of that, once we took the time and actually watched a patching podcast, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, all the people the last 5 months that I know that are suffering absolutely needed this information. And I didn't listen. So I cost them 5 months of potentially being free of what they were dealing with. And so out of that invention, necessity is the mother of invention. Right. And so I realized, oh my gosh, I was a busy person. I had no time. I didn't watch any videos. How can all of us in this community reach people the most efficient way so that the whole goal here is to transmit this blessing onto others as quickly as possible? And so we're not launching or giving you any new information today. Team Evolve is a beautiful umbrella and community that is centered in love. All of the groups within Evolve work together. It is pure compassion and pure love. And I've never in my life seen a community like this ever, anywhere. So within that community, we didn't even name our particular group a team name, because team to me implies that there's going to be one group and another group, some sort of a struggle, and somebody's going to come out ahead and somebody isn't, right? Isn't that sort of the underlying part? So for us, we're just a community. We've already all won. We have David Schmidt, we have this technology, and we have love, right? So we all win. And so that's our attitude to this. And I'm super grateful for all the groundwork that was laid by all of you leaders and everyone on this call the last 5 years. So we're going to talk today about culture, and we're going to talk about system. And Team Evolve is an umbrella in which there are all different communities that are interwoven, and we all fall under the culture of love is first. Everything in life eventually is going to change, or some people might say fail. People, countries, beliefs, our body, everything is eventually going to fail. But the one thing that never fails is love. So when you love one another and the world figures that out, and we stop judging and we start seeing understanding and seeing clarity, the whole world's going to shift. And this is the beginnings of just one group. There's groups all over the world doing this, right? So that's why I wanted to clarify. There's the community versus, and then there's the culture. And then you have systems. So community, culture, and then systems. And again, I want to stress, we don't do in our group, in our community, we don't do Change of the Month Club. We stick to the foundational principles. Systems, people will fail. Systems, your principles will never fail you. So personalities and people, there's people driven, there's people driven systems, and there's system driven. Right? So you can't duplicate people and personalities. I cannot be Marcy. I can't be Peter. I can't be Dr. Stacy or April Vaughn, right? They're their own unique person. So we don't duplicate people or personalities. We duplicate systems. So PPP is what Peter taught us in the beginning. And thankfully, with my crazy scatterbrain, ADD, ADHD, Peter kept it really simple. And what he said was, we got on a Zoom call. I hadn't met Marcy at this point. And I said, Peter, I'm super busy. I understand you've helped 40,000 people in 3.5 years. What that tells me is you're not guessing. He knew exactly what to do. And I said, I have little tiny slivers of time, maybe 5 minutes, a couple times throughout the day. 3 or 4 times during the day, I'm going to have 4 to 5 minutes. How do we do this? Because I know this is bigger than Apple Computer. That was our first conversation. And he said, Eric, the secret sauce is the live podcast. That's the best thing. That's the best business advice I've ever been given in my entire life. It completely changed our life. And he said, ask the peaking question, PPP, the secret sauce. The whole goal is to get them as quickly as you can to a live podcast. And in my mind, I'm thinking I need more than just 4 or 5 times a week to get them on the live at that time. I said, Peter, can I use the recordings? And he said, yes. So what I'm going to lay out for you is nothing new. We are not introducing any new confusing ideas to you. We're just going to show you a way that is absolutely efficient and it will absolutely work for you when we focus in. There's clarity and there's confusion. Those are two different realms. We want to stay out of the confusion realm and stay in the clarity realm. Everybody agree? So here's how we do it. This is simply a structure. You're going to add your own language and tone to it, but it's a structure and a scaffolding so that anybody can take this information. And again, the goal is to transmit the blessing. So you have all these companies out there that have systems, but nobody has the heart and compassion of Team Evolve. This is very, very unique family. This is a gift like none other. Okay? So when you introduce this, there's PPP. We're going to peak with the peaking question. We're going to pre-qualify them in a very simple step. And then we're going to help them select a pack. We're going to help them take the order and answer questions. For those of you that have been in business and direct sales and network marketing, we do not have or need a third-party validation call. This is a really important point. You know, hey, let me get some expert on the phone and they'll answer your questions and they're this guru. We don't build up the person or the personality. We build up the system and the pattern and the recipe. Does this make sense, right? Is everybody with me? So peak, what have you heard recently about stem cell? And for those of you who don't have it, Marcy posted the recipe, the written version of the recipe. It's all spelled out on the site. Peak, pre-qualify with 2 videos, and then pack, PPP. Here's how we know if we have a system. There's a difference between what works and what duplicates. The goal here is so you have a dream and something and a purpose you were put on in life on earth. So to separate yourself, I'm going to say a phrase that might be confusing. To do that in this world, you need some financial abundance. It's like oxygen. It's necessary. To do that, you want to separate yourself from the creation of your income. You do that with a system. And the benchmark is, if you have a system, can a 6th grader do what you just did if you share this with your 6th grader? And if that 6th grader can turn and immediately learn what you did by watching it, not by training, by seeing what you did, can they share it with their 6th grade friend immediately? That's literally our benchmark if we have something. So I'm going to go through the psychology and I'm going to go through the recipe, and then we're going to have a Q&A session. And before the Q&A, we're going to bring some people on to share how this has helped. I love, love, love helping everyone. And when we share, when we get on step 3, which is help them select a pack, we do it preferably by Zoom, phone call if necessary, or a paper order form if you have people that are out in the country or don't use technology or Amish or so you're going to all have your own way of doing step 3. It's just taking the order because they've already seen the podcast and that was their third-party validation. Those podcasts that were recorded are literally the most powerful tool that we've ever been given in our life. That's the whole secret. That's the movie. So in the intros, there's going to be all sorts of ways before you ask the peaking question to get them to the peaking question. So you might say, Peter says, hey, are you still into your health? Are you into your health? Great. What have you heard recently about stem cells? And then you zip it. And I'm not talking like zipper, I'm talking super glue zip it, and you let them respond. Now let's back up. There's another intro. If you haven't caught up in a long time, hey, Lisa, it's Eric. We haven't caught up in a super long time. I have something very important to ask you, but we haven't caught up in a really long time. What's it been, like 2 months or 2 years since COVID? Let's catch up first. What's going on with you? That's another intro. If you see somebody struggling with their issues,
I want the back end of a
you can
pencil
say-
with that little
if you
rubber.
see if you see someone struggling with their health issue, you can say, if I had information that would help you with that, would you want to know? So there's all sorts of ways you're going to start the conversation. Those are intros. But the peaking question that you're going to get to after 20 minutes of catching up with your friend Lisa, you can say, she says, hey, what's up? You said you have something important to ask me. I didn't say share. I said ask. If you say I have something to share, what is their mind thinking? Oh, great. They're going to throw something at me, right? I have something really important I need to ask you, but let's catch up first. When the lull comes in the conversation, you say, Lisa, what have you heard recently about stem cells? Zip it. No matter what Lisa says, you say, so you haven't heard about the recent breakthrough. Then, and hang on, all my pastors and missionaries, before when I say this, I want to prep you. You have to say 2 F words. I learned this from Bob Campbell. You have to drop 2 F words, not what you're thinking. I finally found something life-changing. So you haven't heard about the latest breakthrough? I finally found something life-changing. Lisa, grab your phone, grab your tablet. This is really critical, what I'm going to share with you. I'm going to show you the site that all we did. This is not new. It is our peaking site. It's pulled exactly from the other site. We always have them open this site while you're talking with them in person, on Zoom, or on a phone call. This is not AI. This is one human talking to another human, and you want to grab their attention, so you tell them to, the words grab a phone, grab your phone, grab your tablet will change your life, because we always and only tell them grab your phone. Notice I didn't say I'm going to text it, I'm going to send it, I'm going to forward it to you. We do not text or email the site whathaveyouheard.com. That is probably the most important piece of information you're going to get today. Because this is so exciting, your person at the gym is going to look at that site and they're immediately, because whatever you do with someone, they only know to do it exactly what you did with them. So you just texted or emailed them the site, which we never do. What are they going to do that afternoon? Because it's so exciting. They're going to text it on to somebody else who before that evening is going to text it on to their pastor who has 25 people that next morning in a meeting, and they're going to be, the information is blowing up. But you didn't stay in control of the flow, and they don't have all the proper story and the information yet. And they're going to wander out online and see potentially, well, they're definitely going to see lies, things that aren't true. They're going to see it listed in other places. You must stay in control of the flow of the information to get this blessing to their people. You must, for the first step. All we want to do is have everybody that you're sharing with do these first 3 steps before they do anything else. I love Dr. Stacy. She is flipping one of the most brilliant human beings I've ever met, with the biggest heart. But if I introduce science before I get them through the recipe, they're going to think they have to teach science to their people. Understand? We don't tell our personal testimony. We don't say science words. We ask the peaking question. I don't say super photocalibristic photomodulation, ever. And we definitely have our group never telling their personal testimony until someone has been through the 3-step recipe. Why? If whatever you do with them, you've now trained them. So if you tell them your personal story, which is amazing, what do they think they have to do before they can open up the conversation with somebody? Tell their personal story. Stephen Jacobs took a year. How many people are going to miss the blessing if they wait for a year to have their amazing story, right? Everybody with me? No science words, no personal miracle stories. Let the videos do the work. So peaking question, what have you heard recently about stem cells? So no matter what they respond, so you haven't heard the latest breakthrough. 2 F words. I finally found something life-changing. Grab your phone, grab your tablet. If they do not have time and they tell you they don't have time, do not go any further. The whole goal is to take them from the peaking question onto the site. And here's the psychology. Because they are typing in the site and you are removed out of the equation and they're typing in the site on their phone, how many of their senses, their 5 senses, are involved? They're looking at their phone. They're hearing you say, no spaces, no capitals, whahaveyouheard.com. So there's 2, and they're using their fingers to type it in. They're creating a pathway and a memory, and you are now training them on what to do with their person. Get it? These little tiny points are super critical, critically important. So I'm going to share really quick. If you make me co-host, I'm going to go to what have you heard. Now, they are not going to be looking at my screen. So for simplicity, I'm going to have everybody here. I'm going to share my screen. And as they type it in, this is step 2. You peek, what have you heard? And then they're going to watch the 2-minute video. That is the peaking. The what have you heard in the 2-minute video is peaking. So they're on their computer, and I say, Lisa, tell me when you see the word power of the patch. You see it? Now scroll down, and I want you to look for a picture of my friend Marcy. She's in glasses. She looks like mother on the left and daughter on the right. You see it? No, yeah, that's the same woman. She had fast dividing cells 4.5 years ago in double mastectomy. And they don't believe it's the same person. Then I say, go down. You see that fingertip? The surgeon did not want to reattach that little boy's fingertip. He said it's dead. It's cut off on a car door. It is not going to grow. Mama bear said otherwise. Okay, go down. You see the young guy right from the second row from the bottom? He had a snowboarding accident. Read what day it says at the bottom to me. By this point, they're like, wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is what I say because I like to have fun. Lisa, stop looking at that lady's turkey neck. Keep going down, right? Keep going down. You see that 2-minute video? Now, Lisa, this is really important. So make a note here, everybody. This is really critical. There's a minefield of questions waiting for you, right? When people see this information. We do not answer questions. The videos answer the questions. Because if you start answering their questions, what are they going to have to do before they can share this? Answer people's questions. That means they need to be trained. We don't train in our organization on the recipe. We do it with them by example. It's all on the job training. Here's how you do it. When Lisa, when that 2-minute video ends, and this is exactly how I say it to Lisa. Now, I'll give you a little different variation for your professionals and your practitioners. Lisa, when that video ends, I'm going to direct you. I'm going to give you the last thing you need to answer most of your questions. Got it, Lisa? I literally say it that slowly and I enunciate it. And I didn't say testimony, did I? I didn't say video. If you say the word, I'm going to send you a testimony, what does that sound like? Every other thing they've heard about, right? If you say the word testimony, they may have an emotional attachment to that. Correct? But if I say very generally, I'm going to give you the last thing you need to answer most of your questions. Got it, Lisa? That is what I call diffusing the minefield of questions that are going to blow your new person up, and the blessing is not going to go forward. Remember, the whole purpose of this is to move this blessing forward to hundreds of millions of people. We'll talk about the story of how this all unfolded. I did not create this system. I appreciate all the kudos. Eric Beall did not create this. This is not Eric Beall's system. We don't go off personalities. We go off systems. Okay? So when the video ends, there's only 2 things. For my engineers and my process people and my electrical flow chart people, there's only 2 outcomes after that video ends. We don't get, I'm not interested. That doesn't happen because this is stem cells. You know the 2 outcomes? Either she's going to stare silently at you, and you're going to stare back, and she's going to stare at you, and you start blinking at each other like a toad in a hailstorm, right? They don't know what to say. Or Lisa's going to start peppering you with questions. When Lisa starts asking questions, you say, Lisa, remember what I said before that video? I'm going to give you the last thing you need to answer most of your questions. Grab a notepad. Remember, notice in the beginning we said grab your phone. The grab a phone in the beginning will change your life. The grab a notepad will change your life as well, because you're not going to answer any of Lisa's questions except for one, and I'll cover that. Grab a notepad. Lisa, you're going to have even more questions. I had a ton of questions just like you. When do you want to get those questions answered? Tonight or tomorrow? Tomorrow. Great. 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock? Great. Awesome. Lisa, if you like what you see, I'll show you how to get wholesale. Same price as me. At least if you like what you see, I'll show you how to get it wholesale. Oh, by the way, I might have a friend on standby in case there's some questions I can't answer. Is that okay? Those two things are really important because they are going to go out in today's world and start looking around, right? They will always come back to you because you didn't tell them anything but wholesale. There's frauds out there selling it online. There's fake product out there. There's unauthorized product out there. There's some things going on that, yeah, right, so enough said. So when you say that, it takes away all the questions. And then they don't, Lisa, we don't say to Lisa, I'm going to have some guru or expert, the old third-party validation. This is not a third-party validation. This is having a friend on standby in case there's some questions I can't answer. Is that okay with you, Lisa? Great. Hey, I'm going to call you an hour before in case something comes up, you know, so to make sure we're good. And if something comes up with you, please call me before also. Good? Good. They will watch that podcast. You say, Lisa, that thing that I told you I would direct you to, it's right below. You see those pictures? Scroll down. It's right there. There's 9. Pick one. They're all absolutely stunning. Watch that, then we'll get your questions answered. I don't have time to go into step 3. We're going to make a video of what we do on that. But essentially, you get on a phone, preferably a Zoom, with the person you're working with and Lisa, and you let the person you're working with answer Lisa's questions. Why? Because if you answer Lisa's questions, what does Lisa think she has to do to propel this information forward? Be able to answer questions, right? So Leah invited Lisa. She was the one that invited. Leah, if you want to unmute. And Leah has me on the call, says, hey, hold on a second. Brings me in. And Leah introduces us, and I say, hey, Lisa, Leah invited you here. I'm just here to help support and answer questions. And we go through 12 hours on, 12 hours off, drink plenty of water. Don't put it next to your shirt because if you get in proximity to the body, it's going to activate. So don't put them in your pocket. And we go through the basics, 12 on, 12 off. And then we open up the page in the back office, what we call the crown page, silver and gold, and we show them the pack, and we walk Lisa through how to get a very simple pack. That's it. And we actually enroll right there. So I have Leah's site open. Her friend Lisa's on the phone. I have Leah's site open, and we walk through and we help her select X39 and Eon. We do not complicate it. I tell them, look, there's a ton of other awesome patches, but the 2 game changers are this X39. 20 years this company's been around, and this X39 is the game changer. 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Lisa, when you get your patches in, we're going to do a 5-minute, 4 to 5 minute, we're going to do a quick phone call, and we're going to have you write daytime on this patch. Then the second most important patch is Eon. This massively pulls inflammation from the body. Same thing. 30 in an envelope, 1 month supply. Put it on, 12 hours, take it off. We're going to write daytime on this patch. If you have sleep issues, we're going to put night on this patch. We're going to write inflammation, and we're going to write activation. Right? And then if you know anybody in pain, we'll talk about the pain patch later. Take the brochure for the pain patch, throw it over your left shoulder, throw it away. We give them videos to explain it, and we on Zoom show them how to use it because they always forget there's 2 sleeves in here. So here's the 2 most important patches. This is 99 wholesale. This is 70 wholesale, but I'm Scottish and German and frugal, so nobody pays 70. I show them how to order them 3 at a time for $49. And then if needed, we'll talk about the pain patch. We order one X39 for $99. The most frugal way to buy it is get 4 Eon. Now they have a 4-month supply, and then they just have $99 a month for the next 4 months. And hey, Lisa, when we have that 4 to 5 minute conversation, when your patches come in, 2 weeks after that, we're going to talk about you can grab 3 of these, 3 support patches for $33. You're going to get, I'm going to show you how to get 3 months of these for $33. And I don't tell Lisa this, but it's a pack upgrade. So you have another reason to follow up at the 2-week mark, check in, see how they're doing. And then at any point they can upgrade, and they're already doing their $99 X39. They can get the 3 for another $100. $100 divided by 3 is $33. That's less than half of wholesale. Now, back up to the 2-minute video. When they say to you, the only question that you must answer is, how much is it? How much is it? It's $3.50 a day for the basic patch, and there's more than 5 ways to get this below wholesale. We're at step 2. Grab a notepad. That's a step 3 question. That's the only question our group ever answers before they watch a patching podcast. Everybody with me? When I do step 3 and we answer their questions, that is not a third-party validation. That is support. And I'm here to support and help answer questions. That's a really key point. If they don't want to meet your friend on a Zoom, don't worry about it. Just have them on speakerphone. If you have a question, dial them in and answer the questions. If they ask you a question up front and it's a new person and they don't know what to do, just say, hey, hold on a minute. And you call the person you're working with and just put them on a 3-way call right there. And what your support person will do is just say, hey, those are great questions. We have a really simple process here. Watch that 2-minute video, and then we'll send you the last thing you need. And when do you want to get those questions answered? Questions terrify new people. Questions for our group get them really excited. Because now they can take that question and turn it into a follow-up, and we don't have the black hole of 5 follow-ups because we texted or emailed something out, or we started answering question after question after question. So when that 2-minute video ends and you're right here in the process, when that 2-minute video ended right here, if Lisa just stares at you, Leah, you wait. This is the second time you have to zip it. The 2-minute video ends, you zip it. And finally, Leah, you can lean in and say, Lisa, I'm waiting for you to ask a question so I can give you what you need. And then Lisa kind of, oh, okay. And then Lisa will usually start to tell your problems. That's not a question. You say, Lisa, I'm still waiting for you to ask a question so I can give you what you need. That step will rattle people's brains, because what are they used to when that video ends? All the amateurs out there, they start doing this. Chatter, 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 and selling and explaining, right? The power of silence will change your life. And when you're silent at the end of that 2-minute video, they will eventually ask you a question like, are you still there? Right? Or they're going to start peppering you with questions. Those are great questions. Grab a notepad. You're going to have even more questions. Lisa, when do you want to get those questions answered, tonight or tomorrow?
Eric, is there a way we can pull somebody up out of the audience and just go through really quick the beginning, all the way to the give them the sauce in the end?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do this real quick. Give me a second.
Who wants to volunteer?
I know there's volunteers right now.
I'm Ian and Carol.
I'll go.
Okay, okay, great.
Hold on. Let me mute somebody real quick. Give me 1 second. Marcy, can you mute this person?
I just muted all. Can you and Eric unmute yourself? Sorry, it got out of control.
Got it. Okay, so who do we have?
Who do we have?
Was it Carol? Candace? Okay, Carol. I think you were waving first. Go ahead and unmute.
Okay, there we go. Here I am.
So
Hey
Carol,
there.
yeah, you and I know each other for 20 years, and I call up and I say, so there's several different intros. I can say, hey Carol, it's Eric. We haven't caught up for a couple weeks. Are you into your health? Are you still into your health? That's
Oh,
one.
yes, I am.
Or I'd say, hey, Carol, look, we haven't caught up since COVID. What's it been? 3-4 years since we caught up? I have something important I need to ask you, but we haven't caught up. Let's catch up first. What's going on with you? Or, hey, Carol, I noticed at the party the other day, you're having an issue with your whatever health issue. If I had information that would help you with that, would you want to know?
Yes.
Carol, what have you heard recently about stem cells?
I know that's the big thing these days, but I don't know a lot of specific
Okay.
things about it.
Yeah, so you haven't heard the latest breakthrough.
Not really. Mm-mm.
Carol, I finally found something life-changing. Grab your phone, grab your tablet. You near your computer?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What I want you to do is type in the words, what have you heard, all lowercase, no spaces. Your browser's probably going to try to send you somewhere else, so I want you to tell me when you see the word power the patch. Do you see it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, Carol, scroll down. I'm going to show you where to start. Literally, it's going to take 3 minutes. Scroll down. I want you to look for a person a lady on the second row with dark glasses. It says 19, 20, 23. She looks like mother on the left, daughter on the right. Do you see her?
Yeah, I see that.
That's my friend Marcy with fast dividing cells 4.5 years ago, double mastectomy.
Wow, that's all one person?
That's the same person. Yeah, that's what everybody
Wow.
see that. She's incredible. Okay, you see the little, it's kind of gross, but the little black fingertip below that, or if you're on your phone, it's in a different place. You see it?
See that, yeah.
That little boy's fingertip, the surgeon refused. He did not want to attach it, said it's not going to grow. Mama bear said otherwise. Do you see the picture on the right?
Yes.
You don't see you see a scar?
My gosh, no.
The young kid at the bottom in the lower left corner with 3 pictures, with the face, he had a snowboarding accident. You see, read the last one on the right. What day is that?
Day 3. Oh my goodness.
Here, look, I don't, I know you want to look at that lady's turkey neck, but just scroll down and it says video 2, power the patch.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
Eric, can you watch that video together? Sorry.
Yeah, we'll play it
right now. Yeah.
So Carol,
I need to feel the.
yeah, so Carol, before you watch that, this is really important. When that video ends, I'm going to direct you, or I'm going to give you the last thing you need to answer most of your questions. Got it, Carol?
Got it.
Yeah, I'm going to stay here while you play it.
We all hope to age gracefully so we can enjoy our later years full of energy, vitality, and good health. But so often, with age, our bodies start to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Our energy, skin, healing and recovery time, sleep, it all just seems to go downhill. David Schmidt, our founder, creative force, and world-class inventor behind LifeWave technology, has recently achieved something in the field of regenerative science with a single LifeWave patch that researchers worldwide, spending years and billions of dollars, could not. Introducing LifeWave X39, the world's first product ever to activate stem cells, a true breakthrough in regenerative science that helps restore our bodies to a healthier, more youthful state in a way no other product can. The secret? By harnessing the power of LifeWave's patented phototherapy, X39 uses light to elevate a peptide proven to signal the activation of stem cells. Think about it. These are the cells that generate and regenerate all the cells and structures of the human body. They're the building blocks for our organs, tissues, blood, and immune system. They also serve as an internal repair system everywhere. But as we age, stem cells become less effective. Their ability to repair damaged tissue is reduced. In fact, by age 60, they've slowed dramatically. But all that changes when just one LifeWave X39 patch is placed anywhere on the body each day. Instead of older and less effective stem cells, X39 supports the production of younger and healthier stem cells. This amazing level of control over your vitality and well-being was simply not possible, let alone this easy, until now. And the best part? Like all LifeWave patches, X39 is safe, non-invasive, and incredibly cost-effective. Look what people are saying about LifeWave X39. Backed by clinical studies, multiple patents, and 20 years of development, Any one of these benefits would be impressive, but X39 is so effective, it can influence everything about your body, how you look, feel, perform, and heal. It's time you experience the power of X39. Live long, live well, live younger. Experience the power of LifeWave today.
Wow. That was pretty amazing.
Right?
So how much do these things cost?
It's less than $350 a day for the basic patch, and there's 5 different ways to get it wholesale. So we're at step 2, that's step 3. Carol, you're gonna have a lot more questions. Grab your tablet or grab a notepad. Seriously, you're probably like me, you're gonna have a ton more questions. Remember, I said I'm gonna give you the last thing you need.
Yeah.
Most of your
Yeah.
questions. Scroll down, you see 9 videos right below that. Pick
Yeah, I do.
any one of those, have a notepad, and then when do you want to get those questions answered? Tonight or tomorrow?
Tonight would be great. Yeah.
Okay, 6 or 8?
Yeah. 8 would be
Okay,
perfect.
8. If you like what you see in that video, I'll show you how to get wholesale at the exact how to get it wholesale at the exact same price as me. Good?
Sounds amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, Carol, also, I might have a friend on standby in case there's some questions I can't answer. Is that okay with you?
Sure.
Awesome.
Sure.
And
Sounds
so,
good.
if something comes up between now and then, just I'll call you an hour before just to make sure we're still good. And if something comes up with you, call me as well just to let me know, okay?
Yeah. Eric, let me ask you a question. Does someone have to be on the phone with us, or can't you just answer the questions
Oh yeah, that's
yourself?
good. If you're not comfortable, it's just a friend of mine.
Gotcha.
But yeah, if you don't want them on there, we can just get on, answer your questions. I will let them know in case something pops up that I'll just call them on the side and ask. But yeah, perfectly okay. No problem.
Okay. And how many videos should I watch of that? Or
As many as you
many
want.
as I could?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't point anybody to any particular video. They're all amazing. If you're
Gotcha.
yeah. If you have
Okay.
dealing with, my friend Steven is number one. He had major issues. I've known him 32 years. If you had one of those particular issues, I would direct you there first, but they're all amazing. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds cool
Okay.
and
We'll
interesting.
talk tonight. Thanks, Carol.
Thank you.
Did everybody get to see just through live role play the flow, and the flow? It's just a flow from beginning through the end. And again, if you can do this 1, 2, 3 times a day, you're just practicing through this flow. Eric, can we bring up some of our testimonials who've been using this system for a week, a month already?
Absolutely. So I wanted to bring on Drew London. Jake Vaughn is actually his who he works with, his upline. Jake couldn't make the call, but if Drew's on here, if you can unmute Drew, we just want to have him share what his experience has been with the recipe. And
Hey, how's it going?
Hey Drew, what's going on? We've never met, right?
No, sir.
In person, on Zoom, on the phone. Very good to meet you. I'm super
Not at
excited
all.
about your results. So if you want to take a couple minutes and just share what you were doing before, when how this has worked, and what your results have been, and
Yeah,
who
so my name, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. My name is Drew London. I'm from Edmond, Oklahoma. I go to chiropractic college here in South Carolina. Heard about these through Jake and his mom, April, and it piqued my interest, and they got me to watch the videos. I was like, that's cool and whatnot. But I've been wearing the patches for about a week now, and my sleep has gotten pretty good, like really, really deep sleep, vivid dreams, and I know that I'm in a deeper state of sleep. But I didn't start selling the patches until about 2 days ago, and I hit manager yesterday. So that
Whoa.
was really cool. And that was literally, I talked to Peter a couple of days ago, and literally just selling the product will sell itself. I mean, I give them a couple things to pique their interest. And once I get them to watch the videos, then they're like, okay, what do I need to do next? And after that, I will show them a couple more other videos. And if they want any more information, April's also been a huge help. So thank you to her. And I'll put her on the phone call and she'll be able to answer any other more specific questions that I don't know yet because I'm so new to this. But yeah, I really just let the product sell itself, and it's really easy to do because this product is amazing. And I've only been here for, I mean, this is my first Zoom call, and it's been unbelievable so far.
That's awesome, Drew. Thanks for sharing. We're excited for what's happening with you guys. That's amazing, and you got awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're. That's very cool. Thanks, Drew.
absolutely. Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks.
so I asked John Baker. John and I have known each other for almost a couple of years now. John and Ruth Baker. John, if you're on here, if you wanna share real quickly what's happened with you. Sometimes they have sketchy internet. You have to unmute. We'll give them a little bit of time here. John, you there? Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next one if you can hear me, John. So I met, we haven't met in person, but Mark DiGirolamo. Got it. Yeah, it's not 14 minutes long. Mark, you on here? He was going through DC and he was gonna pull over.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Awesome, you made it. Hey, thanks for jumping on. So Mark and I met Bob and Judy Hansen. So we've never met in person, right? We're in separate branches of the beautiful EvolveTeam tree, right?
Correct.
So we've been chatting for several months. So we're not tied together in the same tree in the same group, but we're definitely cousins in this. So go ahead and share real quick what's happened with you with the recipe.
So got involved with it about, oh God, it's been about 9-10 months now. Didn't do anything with it really for the first couple of months. Kind of wore it, didn't wear it, didn't believe it, all that good stuff. In a nutshell, got it together around Christmas time, started wearing the patch. And I play a lot of golf, like 2-3 times a week, and my back always hurt. So the long story short is about 30 to 40 days in, I just didn't have any pain, like no pain. And I would go to the chiropractor, a good buddy of mine who's a chiropractor, once a week, all the time. Haven't been to him in a year. So I became a believer, to save you a long song and dance. Then, struggled with it. Didn't know if I was going to share it with anybody just because I wanted to see the results myself. I've been in other things before and so forth. However, since about January or so, started looking around, sharing the product. I'm a manager now, but since your new website has come about, I find it just very simple. It's all in one place. There's no looking for a testimony to send it around and all of that good stuff. So I sent it out to 3 people on Tuesday of this week and signed up three silver packs on Friday.
Wow.
Yeah, it's much easier, and there's no. I was a lot like you, Eric. It took me a while to shut up, and now I just don't talk. It's literally, I'm in the waterproofing business, so I'm in in-home sales all the time, and I happened to run into this woman on Tuesday, and I try not to mix them, but long story short, we got done with the waterproofing, and she was complaining about. She had rotator cuff surgery, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago. And she was, because I went to go shake her hand goodbye, and she says, "Hey, I don't want to shake your hand. My shoulder hurts." I said, "Okay." I said, "Let me ask you a question. If I had something that could help you with that, would you be interested in listening?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Let me see your phone."
Perfect.
So I grabbed her phone, went to the website, showed her the pictures and so forth, made her watch the 2-minute video with me. And then I said, "Listen, I got to go." I said, "But watch these testimonies down here, and we'll talk tomorrow. I'll have time around noon." I said, "Is that good for you?" She said, "Yeah." Sure enough, she called me at 10 o'clock. She watched all the videos. She said, well, how do I buy this? What do I do? And so that was pretty easy. Another guy in my golf league, same thing. And there were other people that I had tried to reach out to before where I was getting hung up on what to send them, or they'd get lost on Start X39 Now, which is a great site, but there's a lot there where I thought got distracted. This is more streamlined, and I found that by the time I was done, I didn't have a lot of questions that were asked to me. You know what I mean? Other than how do we get going?
So let me ask you, Mark. So you said you sent it to some people, but you actually had them open it on their phone. So I'm going to make this. Go ahead.
Yes, on all 3 occasions, I was in front of them, not on the phone. So I grabbed their phone and pulled up the website, and I said, okay, let me show you this, made them watch the 2-minute video. And then immediately after that, I backed myself out and said, listen, because they're, of course, asking me questions. And I said, listen, I don't want to ruin the movie. Watch these testimonials here. You're going to have a bunch of questions. Write them down. I'll be happy to answer them for tomorrow. We good? Yeah. Well, Mark, what about this? What is it? No. Just watch it, and I will call you tomorrow. I promise you. I'll get them all answered if I can.
You got it.
So
you got it. You didn't.
That's what I did.
Yeah,
and I didn't do that the first 4 months, hence my results.
Right. Yeah. So let me recap what you said, and it's brilliant. You picked it up, and you were a student, and you got it exactly. You didn't send whateveryouheard.com. You didn't text or email it. You had them open it, right? You guided them to the video, and you said, play that when that's finished. You let them ask questions. You said, look, those are great questions. I'm not going to ruin the movie. The podcast is the movie. The preview is the 2-minute video. And how do you get them to the preview? What have you heard recently about stem cells? Before that, you said, if I had information that would help you with that issue, would you want to know? If I had information that would help you with that, would you want to know? What have you heard recently about stem cells? So you haven't heard the latest breakthrough. You took their phone and typed it in. That's key. Super simple. And then you took them to the 2-minute and you zipped it. So the first zip it is, what have you heard recently about stem cells? Zip it. The second zip it is after that 2-minute video ends. For you,
correct. And that's a tough one.
That's a tough one. For the newbies, if you can't make those 2 steps, when you hit a question, you go, hold on, grab your phone and dial your sponsor or support person, and then let them guide them to the 2-minute video, because that's all they're going to do. They're not going to go on some big diatribe about answering questions. Your support person is going to take your person that just asked the question and guide them to the 2-minute, and then tell them to watch a podcast. When do you want to get your questions answered? Guys, in the world of sales, marketing, anybody that's moving a product or service in the world, they will tell you it takes how many follow-ups. That is all in stone. This system, this recipe has compressed it down to a follow-up booked on the first contact, as long as you get their eyeballs on Marcy and that finger, and you get the 2-minute video. If it's not appropriate to get that 2-minute video open in the first shot, you do not go any further. That is critical. This recipe is an exact recipe. We do not have a cookbook. We have one single recipe. We do not have a cookbook of recipes. Confusion and clarity.
I'll add one other thing and then let you go, Eric. The reason I'm super excited about it now is because I did it the other way, and there's nothing wrong with the other way. It didn't work for me, meaning because I could tell by the resistance / question / everything, even when I was trying to do it correctly. With this, I think having it all in one spot, I just don't get it. Like 3 in a row, nobody asked me any questions other than how much does it cost and how do I sign up? Versus, oh, well, what about this? And there's none of that. There was none of that. So that's kind of where I turned the corner. Now I'm a believer. You know what I mean? And now I'm just going to go cover.
Mark, I'm so excited for you. I know where your future is. There's no more guesswork here, right? So I've got thanks, Mark. Appreciate it.
Hey, Eric, I am on here now. I'm sorry. I thought it was the next hour.
No worries. So this is my good buddy John and Ruth's around there somewhere. John Ruth Baker in Iowa. So John, just real quickly in a couple minutes, I want to share. Somebody remind me. I want to share what I say when we get on step 3 to answer their questions. There's important information to give them the big picture. So please remind me when we finish to share that part about David Schmidt. So go ahead, John.
Yeah. So yesterday, I I was waiting on something, and I was in Waterloo, and I went to a Panera for breakfast. And I saw two men sitting on a real comfortable chair. So I kind of went over, sat next to them. It was in my head that somehow I got to introduce this to them. And it just wasn't working out. And then all of a sudden, I recognized one of the guys. I said, "Are you Paulette's brother?" And he said, "Yes, I am." And he was talking about a bad hip that he had to just have replaced. And it opened right up. Just, I asked him, "Have you heard the latest about stem cells?" And he said, "No, I haven't." So there was two men sitting there, and at the same time, they were eager to hear about it. And they both typed in on their own phones, not just one of them on one phone. They both typed in their phone, went through the pictures with them, and they both were playing the 2-minute video in stereo together. And when they got done with that 2-minute video, they said, "We will be getting back with you." So it's like, it was a little hectic in a restaurant like that, but they were very impressed.
So from here forward, you're going to be known as Double Dip Baker.
So, it was great. So this is very, very helpful and goes right along with everything we've been doing, but it just makes it even easier.
Yeah. So John, I want to also congratulate you. So in our group, in our community, we don't use titles. So on our
Right.
this afternoon later, I'm going to recognize John and Ruth. There's our core rank advancement and our second core rank advancement. And then there's the significant advancement. So John's already reached the second core rank advancement. So
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Appreciate it. Thanks for all you do. And Peter, thanks for what you do for us too. I appreciate you getting on that call like you did the other day. I meant to thank you for that. So what leadership we have here. We can be so thankful, everybody, for our leadership.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for being in the gym and bodybuilding this. It's on. Eric,
Peter, I want to share one more thing about step 3 if we have time.
Let's do it.
So when we do step 3, giving someone the information that there's 3 responder groups is really important to set the tone. So I tell people there's a challenge with all those podcasts because we have these people called one patch wonders. And in a very short time, they put this patch on and they have an amazing result. It's only about 15% of people. And this is my anecdotal number. This is not LifeWave's number. After you help 1,500 people, that's a large enough cross-section to know about 15 people out of 100 are going to get a quick result, meaning within less than a month. Amazing results. The rest of everybody else has to wait 3 to 6 months because they're going to fully activate somewhere between month 3 and month 6. So we show them the what to expect sheet. And I tell people, we focus them in on month 6 because if you're going to fully activate somewhere between month 3 and 6, give it 1 month for every decade of life. Then there's this outlier group. And again, this is my anecdotal number, not company data. It's not printed anywhere. It's about 5%. Like my wife are going to take a lot longer, like David Cow. So when they say, well, how long do I have to wear this? I say, go to those podcasts, watch Stephen Jacobs. I don't say results because we don't use that word. That's a promise. I say, here's what happened with him within a year. Here's David Cow within a year. We're going to put David Cow's in there as well. So they have a 1 year and within 2 year. How long do I have to wear this? Go watch those 2, and then you decide when you want to stop regenerating. You decide when you want to take the patch off and begin aging again. That's a personal question. I'm not going to answer that for you. You have to decide when you want to stop your regeneration. Now, the other thing that I point out is on that call, tell them, this is my experience. I heard about this man named David Schmidt who started this. I knew nothing about him except he had 130 patents. I bought a plane ticket and I went down to the event, the regional event in Florida. Unbelievable, a year ago, February. And I'm sharing this with Leah, your person, Lisa. This is what I'm sharing. Lisa, this is the moment that I realized we have something extraordinary and my life literally changed. David Schmidt smoked. I knew nothing about the man because I hadn't watched videos. And halfway through, he stopped and said, I want to talk about the science of unconditional love. He had my full rapt attention. And at the end, he said, now, I always tell people, and this is my personality, I say, look, I have friends who are devout Baptists. I have friends who are devout Buddhists. I have friends who are atheists. I love everybody equally. Love never fails, right? But when David Schmidt at the end of that said, I'm a Christian, I'm a believer, I want to open this up for questions, someone in the first or second row raised their hand and said, how did you ever create this miracle? And he immediately answered with all humility, I don't take credit, I prayed. I found out later, every day for 10 years before he walked through the lab doors, he prayed for an answer. And it took 10 years of great sacrifice. And what I realized in that singular moment is we have a man with the wisdom and humility to ask and pray. We have a man with the intelligence literally of a Leonardo da Vinci or a Nikola Tesla. And we have a man who, through great personal sacrifice, he had the perseverance to make this happen. These three characteristics of massive intelligence, equal or greater humility, and incredible integrity does not happen every 150 years in human lifetimes. We have something very special, and I feel that we have a great responsibility to steward it properly, and that means support and education and not running around and trampling the cornfield, telling people miracle stories and not walking them through a simple recipe first and give them a chance to watch a podcast with no blah, blah. That's it. Peace and blessings, everyone. I'm so excited for your results.
Wow, Eric. I think all 650 of us and every single one that will be watching this recording is going to have their own aha moment. So, how many of us here this morning had your own aha moment? Raise your hand. Aha meaning, aha, I got it. Okay, I got it. Okay. If you don't get it, just keep watching this over and over again. And I'm going to leave you with two pieces. The next trainings to support this will be after Florida event, where we will be supporting all your trainees on this system. And then we will be teaching the trainees to one day will become trainers to train the system. We will be supporting that every single week moving forward, so you will not be lost, your uplines will not be lost, and your new partners will not be lost, because everyone will be speaking and singing the same song in the same gym. So the last thing I always train on, and this is, I hope everybody got this answered, okay? And I want to see this too. The only three things a person in front of you needs to ask these questions, and they need these three answered, okay? These three. And if you don't answer them through the system, they're not moving forward, or they're going to buy, or they're not going to build. Number one, does this product work? When you go through the pictures on the website, does it show you that the product works? Will it work? The second question is, will it work for me? When you watch the 2-minute videos, when you watch the testimonial podcast, will it prove that the product worked for you? Because we all have stem cells, so yes. This is the kicker, the third question. Can I do this business? If you don't get to that question in the most simplest, duplicatable way, yes, you will get a customer, but will you get a bodybuilder? No. So I hope you can watch this over and over and over again. Let us support you through the days moving forward. We have 60 days, everyone. Who here is going to the convention? Raise your hand. If you're going to the convention, you have 60 days to apply, use, do the 3-3-3 on this, do this to 3 people a day, 2 people, 1 people a day, learn how to identify your 2 bodybuilders within the next 60 days, run through the system through them, and see what level you will be reaching so you can walk on stage on October, okay? Other than that, we have 6 more months left to finish out the year of 2024. What level do you want to end your year with to know that you have graduated, okay? This is not something brand new. Like Eric said, this is just another way, another tool to add on top of what we're doing already. Nothing has changed, but we're evolving. So, Eric, thank you so much for your time for this morning. It was an amazing training. Thank you for all the leadership here for joining us today. We had over 650 brand partners on this Saturday training. And thank you, Team Evolve. Thank you for all our brand partners here. Thank you for your time. Enjoy your weekend and go apply. And we're going to love hearing results from you moving forward every single day, all the way till convention. Okay. Thank you all. Love you. Love
Thank you, Peter.
Bye now.
Bye.
Now.
Thank you.